Well, ladies and gentlemen, the day has finally come. Welcome to the 2022-2023 NHL trade deadline. And the Jets have made their first move. Welcome, Sidney Crosby. No, I'm just joking, guys. It is Vlad Namestnikov coming to Winnipeg in exchange for a 4th-round pick. Not a terrible move. You all freaking out on Twitter about this immediately? Calm the fuck down. Seriously. I don't want to... It's just... Everyone's freaking out already. Why? Why are you freaking out? It's a depth move. Cheaper depth move than what it would have been for JVR, who cost $7 million this year and is expiring. Vlad Namestnikov could cost $500K if there's a little bit of money retained there, or less than $1 million. And he's got pretty good play and will be a decent fill-in guy down there for a 2025 4th-round pick. And you're crying about that, acting like it's the last thing the Jets are ever going to do. How about you wait and hold back your tears until the deadline is at least over, and then you can complain about all the stuff they didn't do. But let's jump into this a little bit because I kind of like this move. Like, I don't think it's terrible. So, obviously, Elliot Friedman broke the news saying that Vlad Namestnikov is going to Winnipeg, and then a 2025 4th-round pick in return. There's the graphic for you all to see. 2025 4th-round pick, which means the Jets have now don't have, in this year's draft, they don't have a 2nd-round pick. They don't have a 4th-round pick. They have 2 5th-round picks, and they have a 7th, and they don't have a 6th. So now in next year's draft, they have every pick except a 2nd, and then the year after that, they have every pick except a 4th. So the Jets still have a lot of draft picks going into the next 2 drafts after this year. They gave up a middle pick, even though it's been expected that they didn't want one for a guy that's pretty good in the advanced stat category as a depth forward. Like, he's just a depth forward. Like, it's nothing good, nothing bad. It's just a defensive-minded forward who puts up a small amount of points that's responsible for a 4th-round pick in 2 years. That is not a bad move at all. Not to mention the fact that you're seeing rumors now coming from David Paganta and other people that the Jets are in the mix for a bigger fish. This takes them out of the JVR conversation. Obviously, you can see his points right there, 19 points in 57 games with the Tampa Bay Lightning. I don't think he's a terrible player by any means. You know, last year with Dallas, he didn't play that well after the trade deadline. He still put up 11 points in 15 games. So if we can get production like that from him in 15 games roughly, or around that mark with him playing in Winnipeg, I'm happy with that. So this is not a bad move at all by the Winnipeg Jets. If anything, this keeps them a little bit competitive down there. It adds some depth. It shuffles things out in the bottom 6 and then still allows them to go out there and add some more players, potentially with the cap space that they're saving, because he is very, very cheap. But yeah, you know, I'm not bad at this at all. I think I like that this takes them out of the mix for JVR. JVR is making way too much money, so I think this is a good move for them depth-wise. Like, again, this is not going to be, oh, this is the Jets, their cup window move, blah, blah, blah. Like, this is just a depth piece move you see. This is the move they make to take them out of the JVR conversation, to focus their attention towards adding a bigger piece, which is could have already come out by the time that I'm making this video. So, with that being said, I don't know. I like this move. I think this is a good move. I think this will balance out the bottom 6 a little bit right now with the injuries. When guys get healthy, it'll shuffle out well. He's defensive. He can play on the penalty kill. He's okay at 5-on-5. Like, I think this is an okay move for a 2025 4th-round pick. A guy that's got such a cheap amount of contract left. Like, this is not a bad move at all. I'm definitely okay with this. I'm just not going to bitch out Chevy Dayoff and the Canucks until the trade deadline's over. Like, I see people freaking out. Oh, this is just the Drew Sanford trade from last year all over again. One, we were not in a playoff race last year at the trade deadline. We weren't even in a playoff spot when we added Sanford. And 2, Zach Sanford is awful and was awful that year. We traded for him because Chevy just needed to do something to get someone that they could talk about. Hey, we didn't ship off just Cop. You know, we also added, because it's just what Chevy does. This year, the Jets are fighting for a playoff spot. They need some life to be injected into the lineup. They trade for a depth defensive forward for a 4th-round pick in 2 years from now. If you hate that, then you really just don't understand hockey, because this is not a bad move. We still got Logan Stanley to move out. We could recuperate that asset for Logan Stanley in literally 5 minutes from now. So don't freak out until the day's over. This first move is an okay depth move, and I like it. So let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. As always, if you enjoyed this move, if you think this is a good move, if you hate this move, I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts down in the comment section below. If you're a fan of Vlad Namestnikov, of the Tampa Bay Lightning, the Colorado Avalanche, Ottawa Senators, or Detroit Red Wings, or Dallas Stars, let me know what your thoughts are on Vlad Namestnikov as a former player of your team. But yeah, let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. If this is your first time checking out a video here in Peg City Hockey, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications if you haven't already, to stay up to date with all things Winnipeg Jets as we get closer and closer to the end of the trade deadline and the start of the NHL playoffs for this season. So with all that being said, peace, love, and positivity as always. Go Jets, go! And I will see you guys in the next one.